I really like this meeting. There's this guy in this other business was talking about these couple of days, and he's like, hey, it's gonna be a pretty quick test. So who likes tests? Oh, liars. Oh, Brianna, actually, I believe that. Brianna definitely. Think how we feel?
I was better at testing.
Hey, see, get degrees. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So with that being said, okay. Yeah, Chad is like, yeah. Quiz lit. Woo! Yes, sir. Yeah, no, Socratic.
What's that?
Socratic, bro. Socratic.
Answers.com.
Math calculator.
Answers.com.
Alright, plug in. Alright, feel free to take notes. Okay, feel free to plug in, feel free to learn something. Okay. With that being said, we're just gonna do a quick little test. Okay, I'm gonna talk about 2 days. Okay, 2 people going through 2 different lifestyles, and you can tell me which day's better. Cool?
Cool.
Okay, yeah, is it fair?
Yeah.
Awesome. So with that being said, right, day 1, okay? This guy wakes up day 1. This is his schedule, okay? Right? Wakes up, and he's a normal 9 to 5 employee. Okay, normal 9 to 5 employee. Okay, so do you think he likes his job? No, he just has a job to what? Live. Okay, he doesn't work to live. He lives to work. Cool. This is his lifestyle. So, do you think he wakes up super extra early, invests in himself, and make sure everything's ready and tidy to go to work?
No.
No. He wakes up. If he goes in at 9, he's like Google mapping how long he can sleep for. Right? He's that person that snoozes the alarm 24 times. Okay? Goes in, has like 9 cups of coffee, and on the 9th cup just throws it all in his face. Okay? He's that kind of guy. Okay? And wakes up at 8:50, barely does his hair, barely wears a nice suit. Totally wrinkled, probably, right? He doesn't care about his job. He's just trying to pay the bills at the end of the day. Agreed? Do you think he gets stuck in traffic?
Yes.
Yes. Because who else is also waking up at 8:50? The other 9 to 5. Okay, he's stuck in the same monotonous routine, right? The hamster wheel of life, where he works for someone else and works for someone else's dreams. Cool. That's 97% of America. Agreed? Agreed. Okay. 97% of America works for the 3% that are employees, that are employers. Sorry. Okay, right? Works up. Do you think he stays later?
No.
No. Do you think he looks at the clock and is like,
I'm ready.
2:58? Right? Do you think he's also that type of guy that probably spends money he doesn't have? Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay, probably racks it up on credit cards, probably spends somebody else's money. That's America's money. Okay, and then just constantly gets into this debt, works to relieve it, works to get back into it, and this constant cycle. Agreed?
Agreed.
Do you think he's super excited to go into work tomorrow?
No.
No. Right? What do you think he's looking forward to? Mondays or Saturdays? Saturdays. Right? Do you think he's ready do you think he's spending his Sunday to get ready for Monday? No. He's like staying up late so Monday doesn't start. Type of guy. Anybody do that before? I remember back in my civil engineering firm job, right? I was like, oh, Sunday I'm up at 3 in the morning because I'm like, it's still Sunday. Right? Monday ain't coming. Right? If I stay up later, money comes away farther. Right? That was my idea. Okay, can we agree that's not a best lifestyle? No, but does everybody know someone that has that lifestyle?
Yeah.
If it's, I don't know what's worse, getting stuck in traffic on the way to a job you don't like, or leaving, getting stuck in the same traffic and probably running into the same person that you ran into traffic with earlier in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know which one's worse. I genuinely don't know.
Same
Okay,
Prius.
cool. That's day 1. Okay, let's think about day 2. Okay, now this person wakes up whenever they want to. Ooh, some of you are like, ooh. Right? Wakes up, decides what he wants to do. Work out, read, pray, whatever he wants to do. Right? Has a personalized chef. So the chef cooks him anything he wants to do. Okay, does whatever he wants, and he goes, probably takes a nap throughout the day, wakes up, works out whenever he wants, right? Asks no one. If he wants an education, somebody else pays for it. Okay, all this stuff. Goes to sleep whenever he wants, and he works by no schedule, no means whatsoever. Which style's better? 2. Day 2, right? How many of us are like, who's that day 2 guy? Who's that day 2 guy?
I think it's you.
Right, that day 2 guy? Alright, write this down. That day 2 guy? Is it David? Okay.
Personalized.
Am I right or wrong?
I mean,
Let's walk through it. Wakes up whenever he wants.
oh,
Okay, they do have to wake up at a time, but can they wake up earlier? They're bound by no time. Okay, do they decide what they go to the day? Yes, they get like a personalized schedule, but they can do whatever they want in that day. Okay, if there's cell time, there's cell time. Okay, if there's outside time, there's outside time, but they can do whatever they want. Do they have a job?
Yes.
Okay, they have to do tasks. Agreed? Can they do the task whenever they want? Okay, that's funny because I have a cousin uncle that does it. Okay, they have tasks that they need to complete by the end of the day, and if they complete it at a certain time, they get more recess.
Yep.
Agreed?
Yep.
Now, if they want to go ahead and do whatever they want, they can read, they can draw. Okay, my uncle got really good at drawing. And he was like, anyways, let's not do it. But think about it. How many of us were like, day 2 sounds awesome? Personalized chef, that's the cafeteria. Isn't that crazy? So many of us want the job of an inmate, right? But yet we're working that 9 to 5 job. Okay, isn't it crazy that we work and we pay taxes for that inmate? Okay, now we're not gonna get political whatsoever, okay? But I'm saying, isn't it crazy that we work for the life of someone who actually gets punished by society? Okay, so maybe society is teaching us something different, something wrong. Okay, because they have more. Can we agree? We're straining for that freedom that we really don't want when we hear the details of it. Isn't it funny, right? That maximum security prisons. Anybody know, like what I'm talking about, maximum security prisons? Okay, right? Who wants security in their life? I want. Anybody ask that in the interviews? Who's taught to ask that in their interviews? Hey, I want a job with a lot of security. Right? You got it all on because I did your first round. Okay. With that being said, we're taught that in college. Hey, ask for jobs with stable and secure. Now, who remembers that? Okay, you raise your hand. Okay, participation. Awesome. Cool. Now, isn't it crazy that the maximum security? How much freedom does it have? So the most. They don't even know what day it is. And so that being said, right? Isn't it crazy that the most secure also have the least amount of freedom? Right, now let's start talking about day 3 and 4.
Oh man, I structured my paper wrong.
Okay, now day 3 and 4, day 3 is the one who works to duplicate themselves. Right, instead of spending time equals money, right? Money equals money. I was telling some guys, who was I talking to about this? What's his name? Jamal? Where's you at? Cool. Jamal, I'm telling you about this. He's like, I'm a little new to this. And I'm like, you're a little new to being free. You're right. Okay? And the reason why is because this job, right? After high school, where do we go? College. We go to college and we complete it to get a degree. Right? We need a degree to get a good job. And we retire and work for 40 years to retire at what age? 65. Now, who made that up? Isn't that crazy? Ooh, like at what point in our life was someone like work till you're 65? Like why age that? Okay, and the crazy thing is I was curious enough to find out. Okay, this is part of another meeting too, right? Rockefeller. Great businessman. Great businessman. Okay, great businessman. Right, one of the richest people at the time of his life, and it was because he owned the oil industry. Everyone with me? I know who this guy is?
Yeah.
Okay, he funded the education system. And who's heard the quote already? Who's heard the quote that I'm about? Okay, cool, don't talk. Okay. Does anyone know the quote he said a year before he started funding the schooling system? Okay. Right, y'all can write this down. He told the government, he told in front of the entire nation, he says, I would rather have a world full of workers than a world full of thinkers. And then funded the schooling system, bro. I would rather have a world full of workers than a world full of thinkers. And then funded the schooling system. So what do you think school teaches you to do? Work. Teaches you, hey, this is how you dress up in an interview. How many of you had workshops in college or high school of what questions to ask in an interview? Over like 70%. Now, why aren't they teaching you how to run an interview? Why aren't they teaching you how to talk about the business? Why aren't they teaching you how to run a business? Right? Isn't it crazy? How many of us went to school for a business administration, anything like that? Okay, this is not a bash. I went to college. I went to the professional scam too. Okay, it's okay. Okay, and isn't it cool that my Richard, my upline, okay, our upline, the upline, right, Rich Dad, right, asked me one question. He's like, hey, that professor, right, that's in business, does he own one? I was like, no. He's like, but he's teaching you about business. I'm like, holy smokes, this is a lie, right? And I was like, it like shot off a light bulb. That I'm like, holy smokes, some people pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Some people get into 40, 50, 60K debt to learn from someone that's never done it. And instead, they're just taught to open a book, read some modules, go home, do some homework, show up again, and they don't even take attendance. Because they're just trying to, they're a business. The only real business in college is the college. Not what they teach, right? This industry sobered me up. Okay, I didn't know what winning was until I met my upline. And he showed me that day 3 is duplicating yourself, developing, coaching, and mentoring. That way, 2 Dannys are better than 1. 2 Richards are better than 1. And 2 Richards can build 1 more Richard, that's 4 Richards. 4 Richards, building 1 more, that equals 8 Richards. It's a lot of Richards.
We want Richards.
And that's also a lot of value for our clients, like Nestle and Verizon. Think about it. Richard himself, at the end of this year, will have 24 people from entry level into management across his whole entire organization.
It's awesome.
That's Rich Grandpa.
And I'm gonna be one of them. That's our rich dad.
Imagine if there could be 8 more Richards. How valuable is that to the client? So are we incentivized to duplicate ourselves?
Yes.
Yes. Now, is colleges incentivized to teach people how to make their own business?
No.
No, so why would they? Why would they? Right? They don't even, no one knew, the reason why I didn't write day 3 and 4, and some of you are like, oh, I scheduled my paper like this. We also schedule our lives to only know day 1 and day 2. We also schedule our lives to only know these 2 days. Who said there's only 5 days? Who said there's only 4 days? Day 3 is making your time work for so much money, that way you can get day 4, and day 4 is freedom. And how do you get free in this business? It's that you get enough entry levels into management that you're so valuable to the client, you don't even need to run an office anymore. You created an organization that just produces so much more that you can even keep your head up, okay, to the point where if you were to go to the field, you would actually lose money. How many of us have thought about that? Right, I'm looking at the board today and I'm like, where do I need to go? And I'm like, shit, I just want to help some people out, right? And I'm like, bro, this is why. I'm like thinking about it, like, why does Richard go to the field every day? And it's because if he genuinely went to the field, his business would lose money because he's duplicated himself so many times that he is in that, like, the field isn't for him anymore. You want to get to that point. The field is not forever. It is 10% of your next 5 years in this business. Julia Davis, which is every single one of us is uplines NCs, okay? Right? Julia Davis is all of our upline NCs. She has gotten 56 people from entry level into management across her whole organization. Isn't that so crazy? She's 37, 38 years old, okay? And I said, what does a national consultant do in this business? She says, I do what I want. And I was like, what is that? She's like, I watch my kids grow up. So many of us are thinking about like, hey, if I'm to ask, hey, what do you do? What would everyone tell me? Your job. If I'm to ask you, if you go to a stranger, the first thing we ask is, hey, what do you do? And what does everyone ask back?
What do you do?
Right? They answer their job and it's like, what do you do? And it's so funny, right? Because I'm like, if someone asks me that, I'll be like, well, I mean, I like to go on dates with my significant other. I like to develop, I like to read, I like to go travel across the country, I like to see my sister grow up. Are you looking for anything in particular? And they're like, well, what do you do for work? I'm like, oh, sorry, I just don't like my occupation defining my life. Because I wasn't born to work. Right? So many of us need to change our mindset that our occupation defines our value.
That's a smart man.
Right? So many of us put our value in what we do. That's why when someone asks you, what do? You try to butter it up. That's the same thing I did. Hey, Danny, what are you doing? Well, I'm in this entry-level sales marketing role where I am the face-to-face customer acquisition of Nestle. They're like, so what do you do? And I'm like, well, I'm in an entry-level sales management role where I'm the direct marketing face of Nestle. They're like, so what do you do on the day-to-day? Directly market for, and then he's like, so what do you do? Bro, I go door to door, okay? And I want you to ask yourself this question. I want this question to resonate with you, and I'm almost done on my spiel, okay, my sermon, right? Fair? Cool. Do you want value? Right? Do you want value in what you do? Or do you want value in what you get from what you do? Do you want value from what you do? Or do you want value from what you get from what you do? Now let me break that down for you, okay? Is that fair? Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want value from what you do? Or what you get from what you do? let's take this industry. Okay, let's take this industry and simplify it. Okay? There's 4 steps to this industry. Who remembers it? Ready? Ready, step 1. What is it?
Learn the sales, teach the sales, learn payroll, get promoted.
Can we agree that's the business? That's the business. Learn the sales, teach the sales, learn payroll, get promoted.
Pick a city.
Pick a city. Spin the globe, throw a dart, and pick where you want to go. Because this client is a Fortune 100 client, billions of dollars in their portfolio. They will hunger your appetite. Cool? That's it. The people who complicate it are what?
Overthinker.
We complicate it. We complicate it because we keep questioning the vehicle. We would rather drive to the gas station in a Ferrari than drive to the gas station in a Honda Civic. I have a 2013 Chrysler that's blue and it's like bumpers hanging out and it like that. Okay, I promise you, because I don't need. I'm an ordinary person in the extraordinary vehicle. I am an ordinary person. I am not special. I just found the business faster. I clicked apply to Indeed just maybe 1 year earlier than you. In retrospect, does it matter? No. You could easily be the person running this meeting. You could easily be the person here today talking. I could easily be the person in the back questioning if I still want to do this at the end of the day. And it's because, do you want status from what you do or what you get from what you do? And what I mean by that is if this industry is exactly the same, but for 6 months you had to shovel horse shit, how many of us would still do it? Bro, I'd have the cleanest shovel. I'd have 2 shovels. I'd tape them to my arms. Edward shovel hands. Some of you are too young for that. Cool. Right? And it's because I don't care about the vehicle, I care about the destination. I want to get to day 4. I don't care about day 1 through 3. I don't. I just care about, am I being a better human? Am I being a better partner? Am I being a better future father? Am I being a better brother? And am I being a better son? And am I being the best upline I can be? And the way to be the best upline is to be the best downline. Some of us that will resonate with today. In order to be the best upline, serve your upline. Make your upline's goals your goals, and you will achieve so much more. It's so funny that Abby and Miriam are pushing for level 2, and they didn't even know. I had to tell them. And it was the moment, right? It's funny, because this is 14 days. 14 days. 14 business days. So 3 business weeks. Okay? From the moment they made their goals, hey, Danny, I just want to get the office to where you want it to be. This office 4 weeks ago. Right? Every leader is smiling right now. This office 4 weeks ago, we had 2 car rides go out between both offices. And the only reason why is because I just had to go out later, so I was the second car ride. And I said, take a picture. Who did I tell take a picture? I told someone take a picture.
I like Tita.
I think it was Tita or Brienne. Was he? Cool. You and Brienne. Cool. Yeah. Cool. I told him I'm gonna take a picture. Cause 3 weeks from now, 90 days from me going back to the field, this office will be at 80 people. Not the clap. Not the clap.
You gotta manifest it.
The slow clap was what got it. Okay, right, dang, bro, I was on a spiel too. Okay, so with that being said, okay, it's the power of what you feed your thoughts. It's so funny, this is a bad analogy, but it's the only one I can think of right now, okay, because I didn't even bring my notes. Okay, but with that being said, it's, if you wanna shit out apples, what do you have to eat?
Oranges.
Okay, if you want to shit out apples, you gotta eat apples. So many of us, we try to shit out oranges, and we're eating grapes. And we're like, something's gonna happen in here. I'm gonna shit out the orange.
Oh, God.
So many of us want to produce a leader, but we don't want to consume leadership.
Juicy. Okay. Right. My challenge for you today, okay,
is are you gonna act the role before you are the part, or do you need the title in order to act like it? Okay, ask yourself that. Right, when you're in the field, do you need to get that pin? Do you need to get that promotion in order to work hard, or are you gonna go ahead and treat your Civic like a Ferrari?
Same.
Right. So with that being said, okay, focus on. We're almost done. Okay. I hope y'all gained something out of it, because this industry has taught me that I learned so much from my downlines forever. Okay, I am humbled by people like China who work so hard, right? Who have kids going through this program, and will never ever give me an excuse of why they can't show up. She was out for a day for some personal reasons, and she sent me 3 pages of notes on her leadership packet, books, things she read, videos she watched, and I'm like, bro, that's a leader, that's an owner. Right? Because she doesn't need to be present in the environment. She just created the environment around her. And how many of us wait for the best soil in order to grow? How many of us need the perfect soil, the perfect nutrients, the perfect weather, the perfect conditions in order to do good? How many of us need the perfect territory, the perfect car ride, the perfect upline, the perfect notes, the perfect pitch, the perfect presentation in order to get a sale? How many of us can get in bad soil, bad leadership, maybe not the best leadership, maybe not the best weather? How many of it can be pissing down in the next hour, and we have a great attitude and get 40 talk-tos and win the day? That's what the client's looking for.
We know you can.
In a perfect world, somebody gets hired, learns the pitch in 20 minutes, gets a qualifying day, right? Gets another qualifying day, gets promoted on the 4th day, interviews someone that day from learning the second round pitch on the way here, okay? Interviews someone, they can start the next day. They start on, that person gets promoted 3 days later. Both of them produce two leaders, and in 2 weeks, they're a mastermind, they learn payroll, and they get out. That's the perfect way to run the business. How many of us would be terrified to travel with that owner and open their office? Now let me break down why. Have they felt failure?
No.
So do you know that when that person feels a tiny bit of adversity, that they're gonna fold?
Yeah.
Do we know how they react?
No.
No. Do we know how they cope?
No.
Do we know how they resource out?
No.
Or they network out? No. We just know how they win. It's really easy to be happy when you have a gold medal. Right? I posted this up. It's really funny. I posted this up when we weren't on the list. I posted the top 20 list of Verizon when we weren't on the top 20. And I look at it every morning at 10:29 and I say, I can't wait to get there.
And we're gonna get there.
Yeah, we are.
Okay? How many of y'all look at where the position you are and are so unhappy with it that y'all produce the thought of achieving already in your head? Right? So many of us, and I'll leave y'all with this, okay? We're a day one versus a 1 day. 1 day I want this. How many of us have said that before? I know I have. 1 day, one day when I'm in NC. Ooh. Ooh. 1 day when I'm in owner. Ooh. Right? Y'all go down this rabbit hole. 1 day when I make enough money, I'm gonna start saving. 1 day when I have the best girlfriend, I'm gonna be the best boyfriend. 1 day when I'm in the best territory, I'm gonna roll 10. 1 day when I do this, I'm gonna do that. How many of us are like, okay, this is day one of me being an owner? How many of us are like, oh, this is day one of me being the best downline? This is day one of me serving my downlines. I'm a rent payer, guys. I am not the owner here. I am just a paying rent. Everyone here is 6-figure earners until y'all walk out of this industry. Not everyone, I'm sorry, the sad fact is not everyone in this room is excited about this meeting. And the reason why is because success scares people just as much as failure.
Jesus.
He's on fire! Ah!
Drop and so many of us are afraid to get to our potential because then we're afraid of being held of that being our standard. So many of us are afraid to go out there and qualify because then you know you can. Right? So many of us are afraid to get out of our comfort zone to make uncomfortability comfortable. And if you just
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
Turn my eyebrows off.
and with that being said,
Hey guys!
and with that being said, today's the day. Okay, we have Chicago here. We have Charlotte. East Coast, which is rolling.
Já tu sabes.
We got 3 offices, 3 cities, 3 zip codes, 2 campaigns, 3 to 5 different owners, okay, and 1 extraordinary ass vehicle.
We're on a
Everyone's gonna get to management in their own way, decide which way is gonna be yours and how fast the trip's gonna take. Y'all think I can use that?
Yeah!